What's going on, guys? Alex with 814 EDC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on the Civivi Appalachian Drifter II. This is the second knife that came in with the Wii and Civivi package. So earlier I did the review on the Wii Snick, and now I'm doing my review on the Appalachian Drifter II. So this is a front flipper knife from Civivi, and I'm really impressed with this. It has been awesome to have in the collection for a couple weeks. It's an all-around just great knife, and I think this is going to be a very positive review of a Civivi model. It's just been really fun, and just there's a couple things that I would change on it, specifically one big thing, but all around it's a great knife, and I think it's a very worthy addition to anyone's collection that is interested in it. So just jumping right into materials, this is rocking a either really dark green micarta or a black micarta. Has good texture to it. It feels nice. Up here you have carbon fiber bolsters. You have a loop over style deep carry clip that is kind of tilted with how the knife is. You have a front flipper here, a clip point Bowie style blade with a hollow grind. This thing is nice and thin behind the edge. Civivi, I've had a couple other. The one model that I do have is the Hooligan that has a hollow grind, and I've experienced this, and I believe one other one, and I've heard other people talk about Civivi hollow grinds, but Civivi absolutely kills their hollow grinds. They do such a good job on it. It gets down very thin behind the edge. It's a very nice slicer. This has a fuller running through the blade, and it's a just so thin. Looks very nicely done. It is a liner lock. You guys can see that right there. There is milling on just the show scale side of the knife. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 milling cutouts there. What else? There is a lanyard tube post thing back here. You can put a lanyard in. Micarta backspacer. Couldn't tell that was G10 or Micarta. What else? I don't think there's anything that I'm missing from materials. Like I said, there's a fuller front flipper, a little bit of milling, micarta, carbon fiber bolster. Yeah, I think that's it. So we will move directly on to action. And I really like how the front flipper is angled here. It's kind of more, obviously neutral. It's not just a straight edge like a lot of front flippers are. It kind of has a landing pad for your finger, and it works absolutely so well. This is probably the best front flipping, actuation that I have experienced. I have the Feist, which is just straight up and down, and it works well, but it's a little bit more of a learning curve to how to, use it and actuate it and stuff like that. With here, you just land really anywhere on there, and you just roll your finger, and it's kind of like a bic, like you're doing a lighter, and it's just super fun. You can even do the top flip, kind of the over top flip, which is sort of fun to add in the fidget factor into the regime there, but just fun to play with. You can even do kind of like the rollover thing that is kind of difficult to do, like that. And then obviously you have this fuller here, so you can middle finger flick it. And I don't think I did that in the unboxing. I think I was sitting here looking at it, and I was like, wait, you can middle finger flick that fuller, I bet. And I did it, and it was off camera. I think, like I said, it was after I already got done recording it. You just dig your nail in there, and it fires out. The D10 is really well tuned for the top flipper, or front flipper, obviously. And then the middle finger flick is also very well tuned. And that's one thing I don't like about it. We're going to get to that in a second. But it is quite drop shutty. You just drops to your nail, bang once, and you're closed. It's very smooth. It's on bearings. One thing I don't like about this knife, probably my biggest gripe, is you basically just have to shove your thumb in there. I really wish there was more of a lock bar cutout. if you had a little bit more freeway, or if they would have cut sort of just a little bit out of the scale here, and added a little bit more, maybe some jimping, maybe some room, because really what you have to do is you just take the pad of your thumb and you just shove it in there, and you get used to it after a while, but like the first night that I had this knife, and after I boxed it in the snick, I just sat here and I fidgeted with it, and my thumb got really sore and a little kind of red from just shoving it in there, and just actuating it over and over again. So I think that if it had a little bit more lock bar cut out and maybe a little jimping in there, it would make ease of use just so much easier. Like, because I mean, basically it's all just tucked in there, and it's hard to get up in there at first, guys. So that's kind of my biggest complaint. But with the drop shut action, like I said, it just goes to your nail. I wouldn't call it drop shut, I guess, but it's just very smooth. Drop shut to your nail, and then shake your two closed. Very fun, very very fidgety. And I think that Civivi did a great job with this. The detent's very nicely done. Plenty of fidget fun here, and it's just a great fidget toy or knife. One thing that I just realized I forgot to talk about is blade steel. This thing is in Nitro V. I don't know if you'll be able to see it right there, but I realized I just forgot to talk about that with the materials. And I think that's the first time I've ever done that, because blade steel is obviously an important part of the knife. Yeah, Nitro V, great blade steel, especially in the price point that this is being offered at. Touch on that later. Next up is Ergos. This is a very traditional style knife. Basically, you just have straight back right here until it curves off at the end. Kind of the same here, but it has a little curvature going until it kind of tails off more rapidly right there. Got some in my eye. But this is super comfortable. It's just, I can get a very well positioned grip on here. I can fit all 4 fingers with a little bit of knife sticking out of my pocket, or out of my hand here. And it's just, it's easy to carry, or excuse me, it's easy to handle. Just, there's no real hot spots. All the micarta is rounded off nice. There's no sharp edges from the liners. The pocket lip is a little bit sort of proud of the knife, so you might feel that a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's not enough to, I think, that you would be getting a hot spot from it. And this is not the style of knife you're going to be out there like hard using and abusing and really torque down, beating on, because then it might bother your palm of your hand a little bit. But this is more of kind of a gentleman carry, definitely more of an EDC knife than a hard use work knife. So Ergos are good. There is no choy or anything, so you're kind of just stuck in this one grip, but it's comfortable. You could even kind of do it in a reverse grip if you had to do some Friday night knife fights with Kev at the 7-Eleven over Slurpees. But yeah, Ergos are good. So on to carry. Carry's also very well done. And it's a lightweight knife. There's milling going on, so it makes it even more lightweight. It's a small package. Overall, it's not very big. You have it in your pocket like this, and this is all just micarta and steel liners. You have nothing sticking out here because the front flipper is down on the bottom. So if you happen to be sticking your hand down in there, you are not going to catch on anything. You are just going to have, a very nice carry. And again, this thing is not very big. So some people might even use this as maybe like a secondary carry. You could probably stick this in your 5th pocket, your jeans. It might stick out a little bit, but it might be worth a try to stick it in there. I didn't think to, I guess, whenever I had it on. But, carries well done. The knife has, for the size, it has a good weight to it, but it's definitely not heavy. It's more on the lightweight side. The pocket clip goes to the butt end of the knife, so you're going to be sitting flush. The top of the knife will be sitting flush with your pocket lip there. Very discreet. I do like the curvature of this pocket clip. It looks nice. I think it adds, to the overall aesthetic of the knife itself, sort of a more traditional style. One thing to note is the clip is not reversible. It is a right hand only knife. So lefties out there will have to suffer the consequences of being a lefty, I guess. But yeah, carries well. And from there, that is going to lead into my final category of price point and would I recommend this knife. Price point on this knife, so there are some different micarta versions. There are some like CF forged carbon fiber versions that are cool, kind of shred carbon. And then I think there's like 2 G10 versions. The knives go from anywhere from $90 to $120 from what I saw. I will leave a link directly to this one on White Mountain Knives website. If you're interested, in the description down below, you can go check it out there. And then from there, you can use the website to find other versions of this knife. I absolutely do think that this is a good price. $90, I think this one was like $92, $93. $93 for a very well-made knife. You're getting great materials in, the either dark green or black micarta, the just normal carbon pivot bolsters, a loop over style deep carry clip that carries very, very well, a nice blade that is very thin of Nitro V with that beautiful, beautiful hollow grind, very nice Bowie clip point style blade. Very good action with the front flipper. With the middle finger flick, you can top flick it or flip it. The only thing that I would want is more lock bar access, maybe a little bit of cutout, maybe a little bit of the scale would be cut out, would be kind of nice. Overall, it's a fantastic knife. I personally think that if you are a fan of the Enrique Pena X Series knives that are $275 to $300, if you cannot afford one of those, I think that personally this is the next best thing. I think it just looks really, really well done. Fit and finish is nice. Nitro V is a fantastic steel. I'm a really big fan of that. Ergos are great. It carries very, very well. Just all around, I think it's a fantastic model. If I, had unlimited funds, this is a knife that I actually would consider adding to the collection. I honestly can't say that too often about loaner knives and from pass-around groups. But this is really one that surprised me. It's fun, it's fidgetable, it's easy to carry, it's very usable. That hollow grind, like I said, very, very thin behind the edge. This thing is a fantastic cutter, and it can really go to work and be a fantastic EDC knife. So I think the price point, $92, even up to $120 for some more premium edition ones. I think that's a good price point. It's just, like I said, if you are a fan of the X Series model knives and you can't afford one because, again, those are close to $300, I do think this is an absolute second best thing to it because it's very similar. Again, traditional style blade, traditional style overall aesthetic. Looks nice, fidgets nice, performs nice. Just, again, all around a fantastic knife, and I think Civivi really did a very, very well done job with this Appalachian Drifter II. It is a fantastic knife, and I'm really glad to have checked it out. Maybe in the future I can pick one up if I find one somewhere for a good price, because I would absolutely not mind at all having this in the collection. It would be, just a great tool to have. So that was my full review on the Civivi Knives Appalachian Drifter II. Fantastic knife from Civivi. One of their best, in my opinion, from the ones that I've handled. Fit and finish is good. Micarta, carbon fiber, Nitro V, loop over style deep carry clip. You can top flip it, front flip it, middle finger flick it. Just all around, the whole 9 yards, very well done. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have not yet considered clicking subscribe, please do so. If you're liking the content that I'm putting out and you have enjoyed some of the videos you've watched, it really would mean the world if you would like to join the family and subscribe. I just want to see the channel grow, and so thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.